What's going on, guys? Junior's Fishing Company, another inline video. So I'm starting to make some of these spring baits. I'm barely getting out ice fishing anyway, might as well think spring. And I just love like an all black bait, black with like some hints of something else. So I'm gonna do an all black bait with black skirt, black beads, black blade, and just an orange. This is just a super bright, it looks different in the camera, I think, but this is like a fire orange weight that's going to be right below the blade. So I've got 0.04 wire. You could beef it up to 0.051, but I go back and forth a lot on those wires, and honestly I'm surprised I don't just always use 0.041 unless I'm making a musky bait. But I'm going to take this is a number 5 Regal finish in black from Lure Parts Online. I'm going to feed that on, and I've got these big 8mm black plastic beads. I've got some black nickel metal beads, but I wanted it really black. But I've only got small beads like this. This is a 3/16 black nickel metal bead, and so I'm kind of stuck with that to use it to go right under my blade. It's a little big, but you gotta do what you gotta do. I'll feed on my 3/8 ounce orange weight, and then I'm gonna put on 3 8mm, got a little feather in there, some 8mm black plastic beads. Sometimes you gotta use plastic. So this bait's going to be all black, but it's just when that blade spins, it's going to show that orange. These are 3-inch, just all black Northland skirts. I should have probably cleaned them up. If you get them out of the package, sometimes you can kind of see like these two right here are sticking out extra far. That means they're just sticking together. You can kind of just pull them, and that usually does the trick. But I can clean it up later anyway. These are really stuck together. So I'll feed that onto there. I'm going to put my second skirt on. If you ever have super sticky skirts, this is a little side note, I just take my wire and I'll just run it down. I'll push it all the way through and I'll just run it down, and that usually gets them unstuck pretty good. I'm just thinking out loud here. But these are nice and stuck together. Oh well. So I'll get that as even as I can, and I'll feed this one on. So this all black with that orange blade, just as like almost like a hot spot on a nymph or something like that. When this blade spins, all you're going to see is that little orange, and you hope that the fish would almost hit up there, because then that hook wouldn't get so deep. I'm going to get this bent, and we'll see you soon. Okay, so now when finishing off your inline, to make the other loop on the bottom, I'm going to show you the steps of how to do that. So when you make your inline, the loop that comes with it is going to be the top, and then you're going to bend out whatever you don't need. And the first rule when you're doing this is you want to make sure that on the top of your bait you leave a 1/4 inch or less to allow that clevis to spin without hitting the top bend in your wire. So I've got these little pliers that help create kind of the nice little loop. So we can just pretend I left this blank so that you're going to be able to see everything well. So I'm going to take this right at the bottom where the widest part is, and I'm going to bend it about parallel with itself. And then I can take it over to my little screw here, and I'm going to want to make sure that this blank line is down towards me. I'm going to bend it, holding the other one, about 45 degrees off of my screw, and I can take it off. Now it'll get a little crooked, so take a pair of pliers and you're going to straighten that out. You're going to go back to your screw and you're going to rotate it 1, 2, 3 is usually good. You can go 4 if you want. Now I've got all of this tag end, so I'm going to take my wire cutters and I'm going to get as close as I can to that bottom part, and I'm going to snip it off. There will be a little piece sticking out here. You can mash it down if you want. Really the only thing you want to make sure is that you come back here and straighten this out again, and you will have your inline ready to fish. Alright, wire's bent. I've got a size 2 round bend treble from VMC, but it's a short shank hook. I really like these short shank hooks, especially on inlines like this. I've got a 25-pound split ring that I'm going to put on the bottom of my bait. Get that fed on there. And again, I'll have to kind of go through this skirt and clean it up. Again, you can see that these stick out way farther. That just means that they're a bit stuck together. But if you pull them, they usually pop off. So all black with a little bit of orange. I just love a super dark bait with just a little spot of color in it. Whether it's, you know, if you have an all black bait with brighter eyes, or an all black bait with like a little chartreuse tail or something like that. I just think the contrast really works well. But I'm excited to throw this one. Maybe even on an overcast day or something like that, clear water. Junior's Fishing Company, juniorsfishing.com. See you soon.